Rocket League Sinfonian series. I am your host, Randomize, and with me I have Fox McCumulus, Ginger Beard Man down at the bottom, and Nate Dogg under me as always because he belongs down there. I'm kidding. So I hope you all enjoyed our brand new intro, even though it lagged a little bit at the beginning. I'm kind of upset about it, but I hope you all enjoyed that intro. It definitely was a lot of work, and thank you. Thank you to Cools, who actually made that intro. So I hope you all enjoy that. So, welcome to season 2. I hope you guys are all excited about this. Okay, no more pointless mic. It's annoying me. We all had a pointless mic on it for a joke because I spotted Fox's.
Can't remove mine, so.
Yeah, right. So welcome to season 2. I am so excited. I hope everyone else is excited because there are now 10 teams involved in this. But before we get into that, I just kind of want to overview what happened season 1. I think it was very interesting when we what's it called? Oh, I'm hearing that music is still playing in the background. Oh yeah, it is playing in the background. There we go. So see, we're still working on the kinks. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Yeah, that intro was sponsored by Cool's Flakes, literally. He was the one who made it. But yes, we fixed it. It's fixed and everything. I'm so excited about this, guys. But let's before we get into the whole talk of season 2, I kind of want to push back to season 1 really quickly and just kind of have a brief overview. What just happened in season 1? I still remember the predictions from Nate was that it was going to be Mysticats, MFB at the end, and it was so close to happening, and then just something just happened. Like, Nate, you want to kind of like talk about what happened to MFB at the end?
I mean, we lost. I think we just if we played the week prior, if that was the finals, we would have won it. I'm very confident with that. Things just didn't click that night with us, and I think we all got really frustrated with each other after a while, and it just kind of befuddled with itself, and this is how it ended up being. But we played so well in the semifinals in the week before, and then when like the last day came, we just didn't bring it.
Yeah,
that's the way it works sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, that's the way the cookie crumbles. You know, pretty much how that movie works. But you know, on the other side, Ginger, how was it? What was going in your head? The fact that you were knocked down by the season 5 or the seed 5 team into the losers bracket final. You were the seed 1 team, like you were the number 1 team that everyone was looking at, and you were fighting in the losers bracket against the 2nd seed. Like, what was going on in STG's mind?
Well, we got knocked down. I think it was just more, well, we got a tougher road ahead of us, but that's about it. Because you guys were different.
Yeah, I remember I was listening to some of the recordings after the games, and everyone was like, "Who is this Mysticats?" And I'm just like, "Yeah." The little MFB came in me. I was like, Mysticats. But so Fox, you got to watch the entire finals. LMSox sadly had a rough playoffs, knocked out right away. You know, there's always going to be one team that's going to take that 0-2 and walk off right off the bat, and it was just it was a bummer that it was LMSox. So how did you feel about the entire playoffs and finals?
Well, first of all, it was a little bit rough. I know one of our players, Lemmy, ran into a bit of a situation where I think his internet went out. I can't remember if it was like computer troubles or something like that, but he actually drove like 45 minutes to a LAN center just to play with us. And so like that alone was like freaking awesome. Like just the fact that he like made so much of an effort to play with us was so cool. Like he was always the MVP at that point. But going from there, like we're still the same team. We have a new name now. But we're still the same team. We're just gonna we're gonna take that experience. We're gonna use that and drive it into season 2.
Cool. Yeah. So in the end of the day, what was crazy to think is that the bottom seed team, Mysticats, came and beat the whole thing. And I can say, as a proud Mysticat, I'm very excited that we won that. I gotta be honest. I'm gonna be honest. The way Mysticats played, if I was a commentator like the rest of you guys, I would have been the same. I've been like, who the heck is this Mysticats? Because I was even playing, and I'm just like, I'm watching Colonel Mustard and I'm watching Nova play, and I'm just like, I'm sitting there like, what? I was like, wait,
Oh.
they hit that shot. Wait, they're rotating. Wait, I don't have to do
Hi, guys.
anything. Yeah. I'm like, I don't have to play. And I think one of the biggest things that really did help was that for a long time I actually never realized that Colonel Mustard was on a really crappy laptop. So
Yes.
in the playoffs
Yes.
and finals, he was actually on a good PC. Because in the playoffs, he was playing on one of the other brothers that were in their apartment. And in the finals, he was playing on Ghost Slayer's computer since they're right next to each other. So I think that kind of helped out, to be honest, because he could see the game better. So I feel like Colonel Mustard's gameplay just took another step. And then Nova, just the whole fact that I threatened Nova that I was going to sub him out because I didn't see him all day. So he stepped up another thing. And then from there, I was just like, all right, I guess I got to step up because we're the bottom seed. We have something to prove. And that's what happens. Mr. Cats did that. So with that, we're going to actually kind of swing over and check out the top 10 plays. And I guess I'll try to talk over the commentators because I did not take the commentator voices out. But let's check out the top 10 plays of the finals. I hope it doesn't lag either. So number 10, we had Dannyland. Dannyland just doing Dannyland shots. He literally was able to take the ball all the way from his side, shoot it off, follow it up into the air, and knock it off the corner. It was just that had to be in the top 10 because whether that was luck or precision, whether that was luck or precision, it was just really nice shot. And you could see it flying over. And then number 9, we'll be switching over to myself, randomize. I don't remember what I did in the shot that I got it. I just made this. Oh, this one, the catch. I put a nice grounder right under SS the third. You know that at first it doesn't seem like that's such a big deal, but it's kind of tough, you know. Oh, we're getting requests to hear the commentators. Okay, I'll stay quiet. Save my voice.
I don't think they're playing any better than they were against Mystic Cats. I think we're seeing the same stuff. Nathan tries to go up, Nathan tries to make the plays happen, but no one's with them. Man. Oh, and that just hurts.
And that was a gnarly shot by Danny Land. The big lofty shot that hits that top corner.
Wow. Can you say Kevin?
Then number 7, the Nova Mustard duo.
Critical for them to be able to recover.
Yeah, and that's just SCG being a denial team. Just denying Mystic Cats any of those goals. They don't necessarily get it away from their side, but they make sure Mystic Cats doesn't score. Almost with a double touch by Mustard.
There it is.
Noah finishes it.
Great job. Great win. They definitely have to score in the last 3 seconds. It needs to be a kickoff goal just to bring it into overtime.
Number 6 is Schooler from TST. No one's following up. No one.
Yeah.
I'm getting frustrated as a player and a commentator. No one followed.
Everyone's ready for the next center, but no one's ready for the shot.
Yeah. And this time they're gonna put one in.
Oh man.
With 0 seconds on regulation time, Schooler was able to put it. He went, all right, class is out. Time is over. It's 3 p.m. Get out of here. We're putting one in.
The nail in the coffin.
Number 5, Dannyland from SDG.
Beautiful center, kind of getting a pinch there to get it across. Randomized taking out one of the defending players. Dannyland gonna try.
Ooh, Danny able to make his own play there, pinching it off of the defender.
That was juicy. Just watch it. Just watch it. Here we go. There we go. Wow, he meant to do that. That was impressive. That was a go.
Number 4 is randomized.
This might be the slowest shot ever, and it won't go in Mystic Cat's goal. That'd be really worried.
Everybody's scrambling.
Oh, Random is able to get back in position for that. Caught the ball perfectly. I thought he lost control here after this first hit, but he landed perfectly and then turned right into it. Beautiful shot by Randomize. No one back on SDG to even.
Number 3, Colonel Mustard from the Mr.
Defenders kind of bunching up all together.
Yeah, SS the third was actually there in the corner while Dannyland was trying to hit it, whereas he could have come out center and been ready for a pass. And Colonel's gonna have pretty much an open goal to score on while Dannyland was over getting boost.
Yeah, he was kind of, well, I got this. I can trust my team. They'll be able to handle it. But Colonel's just got a really, really good redirect there to kind of finish it off. We just...
Number 2, Miswan
Danny
Jr.
Lang gets an easy clear right there.
MFB.
Miswan and Nathan again double committing and both whiffing. Miswan hits that one up though. Miswan follows it and that one's going in. Nice shot by Miswan.
What a shot.
Really
It was
good.
a little
here.
bit slow, but that looked like it was Danny playing right there. He went
Well, he-
with a nice little jump right up.
Yeah,
right
he
over
pops
Danny.
it up over the first 2 defenders and then
And number 1, Nathan from MFB.
and that's almost an unfortunate own goal by Miswan.
It was just a pass back.
Pro pass back. Nate's following this one all the way into SDG's goal. Danny Lang
What a
could not
shot.
react in time.
He was like, "Oh, Swan, that was a really cool flick you got. I'll do you one better." Taking it right out. What a double touch. Coming.
Yeah.
Down momentum, taking himself all.
So that was the top 10. I think it was just nice to kind of like see just the last one, number 1. The reason why I had to put number 1 is Nate was just that dirty camera angle where the camera just switched to the defender so they can sit there, like the audience can see and watch the pain and agony of watching Nate just getting the second touch in the air to just boop it over like perfectly. That's like painful to watch. That's just that ow. Ow! I felt that one.
See it up here, it's like, oh no.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about that? Do you agree with the top 10? Do you not agree with the top 10? Was there something else you guys felt like should have been in there? Something taken out? You can be honest.
Solid.
Everything that randomized was in, take him out.
Pretty much, you know.
Yeah.
Screw that guy.
Yeah, I mean mine were not that easy, to be honest. They were like, I know the higher one was a pure catch in the air, and then I was able to redirect my car, put it under the... I was staring at the ring on the ground the whole time, just so I could put my car at an angle and shoot it. And a lot of people don't take advantage of the ring on the ground. A lot of people still like forget that you can look at that and actually really see what's going on with the you know, with everything that's around you. All right, so sorry, go ahead.
I did have one comment about the top 10.
Sure.
I think that like all the shots in here were for season 1, they all definitely qualified for top 10. They're all really good shots for season 1. But what I'm excited about is season 2 is going to be so much better.
Oh
like,
my god.
Scrimming with brothers and like the amount that a bunch of these brothers have improved, like those shots are going to be commonplace. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so cool to see. Like our top 10s are going to be like pretty lit later on. I want us to keep this video.
Oh yeah. Oh, I honestly, by like the end of season 2, I kind of want to compare like season 1 top 10 and then like season 2 top 10, because I have a good feeling a lot of season 2 top 10s are now going to be like a lot of double touches. I know a lot of people starting to work on ceiling shots. We're going to probably see a lot of Popster, and we'll explain who that is. We'll definitely see some Beard Man and Beard Runner in there. So there's Ginger Beard Man, and then there's Beard Runner. And I nickname both of you Beard. Ginger. Sometimes I call you Ginger. So, but that's gonna get a little confusing. I'm not excited for when STG and Need Boost actually play in the finals if you guys make it in the playoffs. Because I just know right off the bat, it's like, Beard, hit the ball against Beard.
Oh, no.
It's like going to a New York Giants versus New York Jets game. It's just New York has the ball. New York on the 30-yard line. You don't understand the pain of being a Jersey, New York guy, and you're watching it, and you're not paying attention because you're eating your popcorn, and some guy's throwing peanuts at you, and you're just hearing New York over and over and over and over again. You're like, what am I watching? With that said, folks, we're going to be right back. We're going to talk about Season 2 right after this. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back in 5 minutes. All right, folks, we are back. Thank you for patiently waiting. Oh my god, I almost did something wrong. But all right, so as the intros still lag, I will be working on them for sure. I don't know why it's doing that. It's kind of depressing. But yes, we are now shifting gears into Season 2. And we're going to be talking about the Season 2 roster and all those people. So let's check out this, oh my god, the music. Check out the roster. Let's get in here. So you can see in the roster, we have 2 groups. I know it's a little all over the place, and I do apologize about that, but it's all we can do at the moment because I ran out of time. So I do apologize about that. Whoa, what's going on? Something is going wrong on my Discord. I do apologize about this, folks. But yeah, so do you guys want to talk about the rosters and who's in Group A and Group B? Who's new and who's not? Don't all jump in once, please.
Well, I think the first thing that we can mention is the teams that are staying together. Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Because I think, looking over this now, we have SDG is definitely staying together, and they were like the big bads from Season 1. Mystic Cats ended up conquering, but for a long time they were really scary. Mystic Cats, obviously, we've talked about them a bunch already. Ditto Dudes is the new name for Lemsocks, which is myself. Cat, it'll be a different cat every time, don't worry. And FC Squall, otherwise known as Lemmy. So that's ours. We decided to stick together after that. And I believe those are the only teams that stayed together, right?
Return.
Yes.
Those 3?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, and those are all in Group A. So we'll be facing off against each other once again.
And then on the others, so yeah, basically the way we broke these 2 groups up is that we have 5 teams in Group A, 5 teams in Group B. I know you all can count. Just wanted to say it anyway. Trying to make myself feel like an actual good caster. I swear. But the way we broke it up is that basically anyone in Group A has a team of 2 or 3 Season 1 veterans. Sorry, brain fart. So, for example, Mystic Cats, STG, and Dodo Dudes are the only 3 teams that have all 3 players from Season 1 still continuing and staying over. Then we have S2 and TEO. They both have 2 players from Season 1 who's staying in. S2, we got Nathan, who is one of the casters right here, Linda Moon, and Kill a Gunfish. While for TEO, we have Ghost Slayer, Cools, and Whip Dog. So I'm very interested about that. Before we go into Group B, I want to talk about Group A and kind of go over what we expect this season. You know, Mystic Cats was like the bottom seed team last season, and we won. SDG was the first seed team, and they came in second. Diddle Dudes was the 3rd seed team, and they came in last. Yeah. So they're what's it called? So your camera just went black randomly. So I'm kind of interested to think what you guys think. Like, how do we feel about the Group A? And before we get into this, I want to also make sure that people do know this is that the way this season's gonna work is that the 5 teams of Group A are going to verse each other for 10 weeks. The 5 teams of Group B are going to verse each other for 10 weeks. The last week, week 10, the 5th seed team of Group A and Group B are automatically eliminated before we move on to the playoffs and finals. So that means every game, every week counts. It's not going to be like Season 1 where it was just kind of like, oh, you know, it's like we whatever seed we are, you know, we'll be fine because we can, you know, just make it up in the playoffs like Mr. Cats got lucky to do. But this time, it really means something through the entire season. You better make sure you better dig yourself away from the bottom. So I'm very excited to think about that because this is going to be interesting. So with that being said, who do we predict will be the top team? And who do we predict will be the bottom team by the end of the 10th week? And before we get into that, let's talk about these players. Let's see the development of these players and how we're going to go into our predictions. So I'm going to start with you, Nate, because you had a big smile.
I was laughing at my team because they're messaging. But in terms of like who we think is going to end up between the top and the bottom. I'm definitely a little worried about TO. I have a TEO. Just because I have not played with them. They're the only team I have not played with thus far. So that's why I'm actually going to put them towards the bottom for the first couple of weeks here.
Okay. But, so what about the top? Who do you think would possibly walk away seed 1 in Group A?
S2. I genuinely think that. I think we are relatively stacked. I think there is no carry on S2. None of us carry the other. We all like support each other so well. We all play pretty much around like the same level between Plat 2 and like Diamond 2 in that range. I think we all will play exceptionally well together. We mesh really well, and because of that, I think that's how it's going to end up.
All right. I personally, I'm going to throw my 2 cents in. Out of all the players that I'm looking at and everything, one of the things I'm going to be worried about, in my opinion, I think the 2 people we're going to see digging from the bottom are going to actually be Diddle Dudes and TEO. And I'm worried about Diddle Dudes just because of the fact that, you know, they were knocked out 0-2 last season. And I don't believe the Diddle Dudes, all 3 of you, have had much practice over the break, right?
We haven't played all 3 together since season 1, so I'm a little bit worried about that as well.
Yeah, and TEO is the other team that's like, I think only practiced maybe once. While Mr. Cats, we've had practice at least 3 or 4 times this season. I believe SCG's met up a few times. S2's met up a bunch, and I remember I scrimmed. I think Ginger, you and I did it, right?
It was me, you, and Cools.
Yeah, Ginger, myself, and Cools were just like random 3s versus S2. And although we took a few games from S2, it was a tough fight. Like I was actually like, oh god, like. These guys are a little stacked because Linda originally was supposed to be the bottom seed player, and Killer Gunfish was kind of like between bottom and mid. And next one I know, Linda posts his ranks up and he's a diamond, and Killer is pretty much close to diamond. They all just kind of lift it up. But I'm not worried about that in the end of the day because like SDG, I think if SS the third works on his mechanics a little bit more. Because there was definitely moments where he struggled a little bit. So I think if he works on his mechanics a little bit more, and if Ginger works on his aerials to actually have a better meaning on his hits, and Danny remembers to like try to take his emotion out. Because Danny, in my opinion, gets a little emotional in the games where, you know, if he's not doing good, he's not doing good, and you know it. And I think if he can get his emotions out, SCG is going to be one of the few teams in the Group A that's going to give S2 a fight. Otherwise, I think Mr. Cats, we've been having a little bit of a rough preseason or whatever you want to call off-season play. It's just been a little bit like weirdness between us, but I think once we stop like bumping heads a little bit, you know, because now that we won, we all have this like I feel like we all have this little bit of an ego in our heads that we all know what we're doing, but there's still that, you know, we still have to remember there's still that high, mid, low gap between us. You know, like Nova he's gotten so much better. He's gotten so much better since the beginning of the season, but he's still got to work on like the aerials and put more meaning to it. You know, he has like a little more of a J glide than just jumping up and shooting up. So that's something I know personally I'm going to be watching out for my own team. So for my predictions, seed 1 is going to probably be S2. And I personally think Mr. Cats is going to ride under him. And I think SCG is going to be 3rd. And then I think it's going to be a battle between Diddle Dudes and TEO, in my opinion.
I agree entirely. I think that's pretty accurate. I mean, of course, we have a Diddle Dude member right here. So what do you have to say about that?
Yeah.
No, I definitely agree. I think S2 is going to be playing very well. And I think Diddle Dudes are going to be fighting to get out of the bottom. I think we kind of need to regroup, work on our game, work on like working together as a team, because I know there were some troubles on that season 1. But I think we could definitely do it. I'm not ready for us to be knocked out right away.
Yeah, no one is counted out. Everyone has a fighting chance here. I agree.
Yeah, that's fair. And, you know, it's actually funny. We actually have one player of each team. All we're missing is a TEO player to sit here with us. So we got an STG player. Let's hear what you got to say. Basically. Yeah, right? What do you got to say, bud?
I definitely have to agree with the fight between the low. And S2 is definitely very stacked, I feel, which is kind of scary. But I think given how SDG plays, we kind of feel it out and stuff, and we're very adaptive. So I think, like you said, we probably do have a chance against S2, but we'll just see how things turn out.
If you just boost starve the entire time, that'll help.
Oh yeah, I got to
Like
trigger
you
you
usually do. Oh my god, I hate it.
I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know. We could be completely wrong, and Ditto Dudes could be sitting at seed 1, Tito seed 2, and S2 could just be seed 5 because it just got into their heads, and then they just lost every game.
TST was going to be like super fantastic, stacked and whatnot. So
That's true. Technically, they were stacked. TST. They both at the time. We only had 2 diamond players. I think it was 2 or just 1 diamond player.
It was 2.
In
It was
RLSS 1.
No, it was Danny. Danny started out as diamond to be just like right off the bat, and Nate actually made it into diamond during season 1.
Right, and then did I make diamond in season 1 or did I make
until afterwards?
not until afterwards? Yeah. No, I was a diamond in playoffs.
in playoffs.
Yeah, I'm playoffs.
Well,
So
like
I
during the
became a diamond.
season.
Right, but like season, it was Dannyland who was diamond, and like otherwise, like platinum was the high tiered like player.
Now that's the standard.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And technically, TST, they had Schooler and Ghost, and although Ghost was rusty, towards the end he started to pick up his gameplay. They were technically both platinum players, and TST fought from the bottom. So we're saying stacked, but like in the end of the day, we never know. There could be a huge change over this. And what's really interesting when we look at the entire Group A roster, I think there's only 1 silver player, and I think it's SS the Third. He's the only silver player. So I feel like once SS the Third can play more, in my opinion, I think Danny and you, Ginger, need to just literally take SS the Third under your wing, go into like custom games and just purely drill with him to get him to feel situations out, because custom training can only do so much. You gotta drill him. You gotta help him and explain to him and talk to him. I think that will give SDG an upper advantage. Once SS the Third once SS the Third gets his mechanics in, SDG is gonna be great, because in the end of the day, SDG, in my opinion, no offense, but I think SDG was like one of the best teams, because at the time, you guys were the only team to have a diamond. And then once I got into diamond and Nathan got into diamond, you saw some good fighting at the end of the season. That's where SDG started to the games were like practically even almost all the time. So I think as long as you, Ginger, keep your game up going, because I know you learn fast. So I think as long as you can learn higher mechanics, Danny can keep his emotions low, and SS the Third learns his mechanics, SCG will win. But like I said, there's a good fight that I think they're gonna sit in third seed.
I agree mostly with that. I don't think just strictly drilling SS the Third is gonna help all that much. I would never count out just playing games. That's one of the best ways to learn, is just to play the games. You can do custom trainings on air dribbles for a million years, and when you finally get into the game, you notice that the ball isn't going to nicely travel up the wall perfectly for you to do that.
Yep.
Playing games and learning situations, learning how your teammates pass, and learning how to interact with certain situations. The best way to do that is play games. That's the best way to learn rotations and everything like that. So if you're out there looking to learn, play games. Don't just do custom trainings. Don't just do drills with your buddies. Play with them.
But get into free play as well, and literally warm up. That's one thing I feel like a lot of people don't do, is warming up is a big deal, in my opinion. So we're going to now migrate over to Group B. We're going to go back to the roster screen. So Group B, we got TRP, the reserve players. We got Need Boost. We got OTC, Overtime, and Chill. We got Oceans, Rage, and Team 10. Now, Group B is made up of players where it's 0 or 1 player from RLSS 1 veterans. And I believe, if I'm right, TRP is literally, they got their name because they were the only 3 subs from Season 1, and they were the reserve players, air quote. So Austin, IC, and Krasinga played in Season 1, but only as subs. Need Boost, Beard Runner, Noble Caboose, and Phil all have not played in Season 1, but Beard Runner and Austin were the 2 other commentators that you guys see. Popster, Liger Zero, and Dissonant, those guys are Popster is still kind of getting himself to fit in with the rest of the group, but Liger Zero and Dizanaut, I'm a little worried about them because they're lower ranked players, but we'll get into that in a bit. Ocean's Rage has one veteran, and that is Schooler. And then there's the Hitman Rev and Guy, what was it? Guy Ledouche, right? Is that his proper way to say it? I learned it's actually...
I've been calling him Guy Ledouche the entire time.
Yeah, I believe it's Guy because it's from some anime, so it's Guy Ledouche or something like that. And then Team 10 also has one player, and that's Lee Swan Jr. with Doopy and Trombone. So this is interesting rosters, and the reason why I say that, excuse me, is because on Need Boost and oh, it's not anime, sorry. Need Boost and OTC both have a champ player. We finally have champ players in our league, which is exciting. Beard Runner is a champ 1 or 2, and Popstar I think is a champ 2 or 3. Popster was actually the guy that you saw in the intro as it lagged away. Yeah, he was the cool guy that did all those fancy tricks and everything. So it was very interesting. 2-3. That's right. Did I put? I think I swapped them then. I think it's Popster is 1-2, Beard is 2-3. I don't remember. Whatever.
I agree.
They're champs. They're up there. They're the higher players, and they're the people to watch out for. And I'm a little nervous about them. Sorry, I'm reading chat when I really shouldn't be. So, all right, let's run this down. We're gonna do this again. Who are we gonna watch out for? You know, we got to go back to like season 1 where we started talking about, you know, like the players to watch out for. So who's gonna be our top 3 players we're gonna be watching out for? We're gonna go back to season 1 stuff, and then we'll talk about it. Who do we expect in Group B to pop it off? And please not everyone just pick Beard and Popster. Like, we already know they're gonna. We'll go top 5 because we already know 2 of them are gonna be Beard and Popster.
Okay.
All right, Fox. Who do you think will be the top 5 people we should be watching out for?
Top 5, definitely. Top 3 is really easy. That's Beard, Popster, and Austin. Yeah. Austin's, I think he finally made it into the champ rank. He's either that or really high diamond. He's a very good player. He's
a diamond 3 on his Smurf. His Smurf account is higher.
Other than that, I think we're gonna have to look out for Trombone. I know when I first started playing with him, he was a very good player, and I know he's just improved. And other than that, it's really hard to pick out a 5th. I think I'd probably have to go with Mitsuan Jr. Because I looked into his playstyle a little bit. He kind of struggled season 1 a little bit. He struggled a little bit with consistency, shot accuracy, et cetera. But I actually took a look at some of the way he was playing, and I gave him a few pointers. And if he practices with those pointers, then I think he could be really good because his knowledge of the game and all the mechanics that go into it is very, very strong. He just sometimes struggles with executing it. And if he can get on that execution, he'd be a very strong player.
Okay. I kind of want to go in next for this one, just because I also want to, my top 5, and I want to make a little joke towards Nate, because he always does this when he commentates. My top 5 easily are going to always be number 1 and number 2, Beard, Runner, and Popster. Now, I'm very interested when OTC and Need Boost go against each other. I'm very excited for that, just because of the fact that I want to see what these champ players do against each other, because on their teams, Noble Caboose and Phil, and Liger Zero and Dizanaut, I believe they're all either gold or lower. They're the only team that has, every team always has that high player, then that mid-high, mid-low, and then that mid-low. No, that's what I said. I just put them all together. Sorry. There's always that. Yeah, there's always that high player, then there's that mid-high, and then there's that mid-low. That's how all these teams have been developed. While on Knee Boost and OTC, it's that really high player, and then the mid-low, and then an actual low. So I'm very interested to see, in the end of the day, I believe it was Fox in one of, I believe it was Fox during the MFB SDG game where he was talking about, we have these 2 tight end players. We have Nate and Dannyland, and then we have the 2 other players that back them up, and it's in my opinion, when it comes to RLSS, what we're really watching out for is not the tight end players, it's the backup players. How are they going to play? Because it's not a 1v1. It's in my opinion, it's like a 1v1 and a 2v2 happening at the same time. that creates RLSS, which we're trying to avoid making an actual 3v3 competition. But I think, in my opinion, it's kind of like that. But in my opinion, the Popster Beard Runner battle is going to be a lot of fun to watch, because I think in the end of the day, it comes down to what NB and OTC do with their teammates on the training back end that allows their teammates to learn how to play with a champ. What is a champ capable of doing, and how you can trust a champ on your team and expect certain things to happen. Like if the ball's going up in the air, expect the champ player to go for a double touch, instead of like when you're playing with like a platinum player, they're going to hit the ball and they're going to go for a double touch and they're going to miss most of the time because they don't know how to hit the ball off the wall and continuously fly, whereas champ players kind of know how to do that. You know, diamonds are like in the middle, or like sometimes we do and sometimes we don't. You know, we just had like a scrim game before where I almost got a double touch and I collided into Colonel Mustard instead. It's kind of funny. I wish I recorded it. But I mean, that's the idea that's going to happen, in my opinion. And I think, so top 2, easily, Beard Runner, Popster. My number 3 isn't actually going to be Austin. My number 3 is actually going to be the Hitman Rev. Now, he's a player that is...
You stole mine.
This is why I wanted to go before you. You know, because he is really Nate's like best friend. Like, he loves him so much. I love you, Nate. I'm sorry. Every time you talk about Ghost or Colonel, that's all you say. They're my best friend. I'm glad to call them my best friend.
One of my best friends.
One of my best friends.
One of my best friends. Those guys for 5 years.
Yeah. I love Nate very much, and that's why I had to do that. But yeah, no, Hitman Rev is number 3 for me, because I got the pleasure to play with Hitman Rev and Nate. And, you know, he's a platinum player, easily could be a diamond player. In my opinion, he can easily be a diamond player. He just needs to get the rust off of him, get back in the game more, and I could see him becoming a diamond player. So I'm expecting to see some interesting stuff going on with Ocean's Rage. I don't even think they've even played together yet. I think they're going to go in full and cold into season 2. So that's going to be interesting for me. Number 4 that I'm actually going to mention is I kind of want to go with Doopy. Doopy, I've played with him a couple times, and or is it Duppy? I forget. I say it wrong every time.
Doopy.
Whatever, Doopy. Doopy is definitely a player I'm looking out for, just because of the fact that, in my opinion, Doopy, I played with him, and like he pulls off some nice stuff. Like, in my opinion, like Doopy is like right under Popster. Like, I feel like he's like a shadow of Popster. His game style is very similar to it, just not as clean as Popster's. So I'm very interested to see how Team 10 is going to play with Doopy, Trombone, and me, Swan Jr. Swan, as long as he picks up his game style and he starts speeding up his game a little bit better and controls it better, Team 10 is a team to watch out for. But my number 5 pick is actually going to be Krasinga. And I picked Krasinga because I had a very long conversation with him after a TRP scrim, and they had a rough scrim. And I coached them through their scrim at one point because I knew Austin was getting a little frustrated. So I decided to help him and coach him a little bit. And I gave Krasinga some knowledge that I would never give like a silver player yet. Like, I was telling him things like how to think like a diamond player, so he knows what Austin's thinking. So I think he's going to be able to tap into Austin to be able to play. I expect Austin to play well, but he's not my top 5 just because I like... You know, Austin is his game style. He's going to just be fine. I think it's just going to come down to the rest of TRP. But Krasinga's a player I think we got to watch out for. All right, I'm done talking. Next.
Ginger, you're up.
All right. Obviously, Beard and Popster. So go on to the other 3. I'm going to have to agree with Krasinga. The first time I played with him and stuff, he's just like, oh, that's just a one-time deal and whatnot, and that was happening a lot more than just one time. So there's definitely a lot of potential with Krasinga. And then also, I want to say Macewan, because seeing him in the playoffs, like, how many times was he in that top 10? I think like 3 times or so.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Yeah, it was like he
was number 2.
He pulls out a lot of like, where did that come from moments, and those are what scare me the most. And that's what I enjoy the most, and so it's definitely something to look out for.
That's what scares us most about you, Ginger.
Yeah,
that's the same.
He had, for those of you who don't know, he had the nickname of the Ninja Jinja throughout season 1, because he would just like come out of nowhere and like blow you up or steal your boost or take some weird shot.
You like never saw him in the director mode. The next minute, you know, you see his car flying across, taking a shot, putting it in. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, the Peter Griffin laugh the whole time. Like, where did this come from? All right, Ginger, last one.
For the last one, I would have to say Doopy, because I got to face him in the 1v1, and I saw quite a bit going on in there as well. I mean, it was just a 1v1, but you can still tell a lot from a player from there.
When you just have that intimate moment, you can tell so much about them.
It was so endearing, and it was beautiful. It was nice and private. Sorry.
All right, moving on. Nate, top 5, go.
Yes, I'm actually gonna skip entirely like the Austin Popster beard, just because you guys have emphasized that already. So all the different 5. So my biggest one, of course, is gonna be Hitman Ruff, like you brought up. He's one of my really good friends. He's a really good player. A lot of brothers have yet to play with. So he's on all the time, but everyone's like, I don't know you. I don't want to play with you. Play with him. He'll make you better. I promise. He's a really, really good player. He's great
Good
at
listener.
2s and 3s. Oh, he's so patient and so receptive. But he's just great. So definitely got for him. I expect him to pop off pretty well. Another player is Schooler. A lot of times we kind of just count him out once in a while. He's a really good player. He had some really cool nutty shots earlier, and he's another strong one to look for. Of course, my teammates, both Linda Mood and Killa Gunfish, both made number 3 and number 4.
Whoa, we're in Group B, man. We're in Group B.
Group B.
Stay in Group B.
Whatever. Whatever. I don't care. They need you recognize they're that good. Worth it.
We're going right back into Group A.
All right, but another one, Team 8. Then for my last one, Team 10, Doopy. I didn't get to play him in the 1v1. I'm kind of sad I didn't, because I would love to. I think that would have been a genuine challenge, and I would really love to play him in a 1v1 eventually. I think I'll just ask him. But he is another one. I think it's going to be a really, really good player. That's really going to add a lot to Team 10. I think that's what's going to help them kind of carry on to be able to not finish in that last place spot.
Gotcha. Nice. All right, so here we go. Predictions. Group B, top number 1 seed and number 5 seed. Or if you can name all 5 like I did. Who do you think it's going to be? I want to start with Nate right off the bat.
You want to start with me?
Yeah. Who do you think is the top seed? Who do you think is going to be battling out of the bottom?
Oh, that's for me. That's pretty simple. OTC, I think they're going to end the top just from the Jared carry. Personally, I have not seen Need Boost play, but I have played OTC. Jared carries pretty hard.
Jared is Popster for anyone that's questioning.
Yeah, he's Popster is a very, 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 very good player who can play without a team. And that's something a lot of people tend to not play like, but I think he's able to do both. He's able to kind of flip that switch to, okay, I'm at a high-level team, I can play with them, but at the same time, I can flip that switch and play by himself. So I think that's going to keep it up. For the bottom 2, I think it's going to be more of actually Team 10 and then TRP. So I think they're going to kind of battle out the bottom there. I did play TRP. S2 did play them. We actually beat them quite a few times in a row. We were popping off, though. S2 was playing very, very well that night, but just from how I've played with them and then having experience, like I played trombone 1v1, I played with Swan in the past, I think, and let's look at Group B is a very, very hard. Both A and B are really hard, but yeah, no, we did not do a top 5 for Group A, but yeah, so so I definitely think top 10, Team 10 and TRP will kind of battle out the bottom there, but OTC they're gonna pop up.
All right, Ginger, what do you think?
I want to say Need Boost being up there, because I've gotten to, I mean, there's obviously Beard, and then like Caboose and Phil, I've played with both of them a bit, and all 3 of them together, I've seen them on quite a bit as well, and they're going to be definitely a team to try to, you know, win this stuff and that. And for bottom, based on what I was watching with TRP versus S2, I can see where Nate's coming from with that. But and I think I want to agree that it's going to be a little rough on TRP, just based if they end up having a lot of games where it's the same mentality that they had versus S2.
All right. Fox.
All right. I definitely think that OTC is going to be kind of the big bag for that one, because Popster does play really well with the team. I've played a lot with him. Liger Zero and Dizanot, they both are like very good players as well. Whereas in Need Boost, Noble Caboose and Phil, I think are going to struggle a little bit more to catch up with Beard. But then again, Beard's a very good teacher, so it can kind of go either way. But I'm going to go with OTC. As for the bottom, I think it's going to be a fight between Team 10 and TRP. I think those are the two teams that are going to kind of struggle and like climb out of the bottom towards the end of the season play.
Yeah. All right. Well, for me, honestly, Need Boost and OTC, you know, these are the teams we're looking at mostly because of the fact that they both have champ players. I think in the end of the day, though, I think Popster's gonna be able to take care of his team. I think OTC is gonna take seed 1, but Beard Runner is a good teacher. Beard Runner tends to get a little emotional sometimes, but it's only when he plays bad. If he plays bad, he can get triggered. If you play bad, he's calm with you. He will talk with you. Like, that's what he does with me. Beard Runner took me under his wings for a while, and he was very calm with me. And I just remember I had one day where he just like didn't talk, and I thought it was me because I was playing horribly. And he goes, "No, dude, like I was just having a bad game and I was getting pissed off." So I think in the end of the day, as long as Beard doesn't get mad at himself, he's gonna be able to take Caboose and Phil right under his wings. They're gonna feel comfortable. They're gonna enjoy their game time. So I think it's gonna be a battle of NB and OTC in the top seed 1 and 2. I personally think Team 10 is gonna sit nice and comfortable in seed 3. I think they're gonna sit right in the middle. I think Doopy and Chumbone are gonna work very well together, and I think Meeswan is gonna be just like the Ninja Jinja, because you know we've seen Meeswan pull off some nice tricks. I think, like I said, at the end of the day, as long as he could speed up his gameplay, be where he needs to be sooner, he will be a valuable teammate. In the end of the day, I watched TRP scrim twice in 2 different teams. I don't remember what was the other team TRP played against. I think it was randoms. I don't even think it was a team. I remember I watched the S2 scrim, and it was kind of rough to watch. And then I know TRP was scrimming with, I don't remember the other team they scrimmed against, but that was the one where I sat in and I actually watched their gameplay, and then I ended up coaching. Oh, Need Boost. Need Boost was the other team they were playing, and that was the team they were, you know, because technically out of best of 7, I believe they got swept. And that was got swept. Swooped. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I remember I remember watching both, and I remember it being very rough. And I remember Austin was losing a little bit. So I decided I'm gonna sit there and kind of give them my knowledge, and I tried coaching them. And IC is actually one of my chapter brothers. So if he starts doing bad, I'm gonna start smacking the back of his head to get him going.
Did you tell him to put the ball on the back of the net? Did it help?
You tried to, but he pointed at the wrong net. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I'm kidding. No, but what's it called? I think TRP, you know, because when TRP was created, it technically fit the top, mid, and low. The diamond, and there was a high gold, and then a low, like a low silver. Icy, in my opinion, I think he's somewhere kind of stuck in the middle of low mid, not high mid. Because yes, he has come close to platinum multiple times, but when I do watch his gameplay, I feel like there's that knowledge that still kind of needs to build. You know, anyone can have I guess there's that idea of you can have a rank because you're good at playing with a team, but when you're put in a position where you have to make the call, you may not have that knowledge. And I think that's what makes the difference between a better player and a good player. Because one of the things when I ran Cools through a trial with commentating, even though Cools was holding high gold and platinums, he couldn't commentate. And I was like, you need the knowledge in the game to commentate. You need the knowledge to play in the game. You know, there's that idea of you need to know what your players are doing. And it's so simple as your right and left thumbs, or right and left on your right thumbstick, depending on controller or mouse, you know? And I think in the end of the day, it's going to come down to the knowledge of Icy and Krasinga. Are they going to be knowledgeable? Are they going to build their knowledge? And they need to listen to Austin. You know, Austin needs to pretty much Austin needs to stay calm and be able to coach his team. Because Icy and Krasinga are both coachable. But in the end of the day, I'm nervous that TRP and Ocean's Rage are going to fight for bottom seed. Because Ocean's Rage hasn't even played together. I think Schooler and Hitman might be good together. I think Guy will be good. I played with Guy. He's not that bad. But
Quick correction, they have played together. Schooler mentioned that earlier. When you
they have
mentioned it.
played together.
Yeah.
All right. Well, still in the end of the day, I still think the two of them are going to fight. In my opinion, if I had to name the 5 right away, it's going to be OTC, Need Boost, Team 10, Ocean's Rage, and then TRP. That's my predictions for this one. So, with that being said, we're going to shift over to one last thing before we finish off the show. Predictions of the season. We did this last season, and Nate was the closest one to his predictions, in my opinion. So, with that being said, Nate, you're going to go last because I want to hear your predictions last. So, we made our calls of who's going to be the bottom seed. So, in Group A, we think it might, a lot of us kind of agreed around Ditto Dudes and TEO. Group B, we're kind of agreeing around TRP and Ocean's Rage. Who do we think is going to take this? Because in the playoffs and finals, that's when all the players all the teams are going to finally verse each other. Who do we call? Fox. Who do you think we're going to see take it all? Who do you like? I just want to know. Like, what do you think?
Take it all?
Just go for it. Who do you think is going to take
Just
it all?
go for it.
Who do you think is going to fight it? You know?
I think, honestly, I think it's a toss-up between S2 and OTC. I think S2 definitely has rank and experience behind them for all their players. I know that they've been playing a bunch together, so they're already kind of like mixing and mashing amongst themselves. But I also think that they'll all be knowledgeable enough to adjust to the other players' playstyle, to their team's playstyles, and so I think they're definitely going to be very dangerous, especially going into the playoffs and finals. OTC, I think Popster has just got like the wealth of knowledge and mechanical skill there that he's just going to pass down onto Liker Zero and Dizanaut, and I think that they're both going to become really good players, and I think they're going to be able to play very well together because playing with Popster, like Popster is very consistent with his passes, and so if he can get Liger and Dizanaut to connect with those passes, then they're going to be a very, very strong team. Of course, that doesn't say much for their defense, and I don't really have much to say about their defense. I know that Popster's very good, and then defense only comes with experience, but I think they're definitely ones to look out for as well.
Okay.
Real quick, Fox, are you wearing a Rocket League sweatshirt or hoodie?
Yeah.
That's pretty fantastic. That's pretty juicy.
It's really hot in my room, so I hope you guys appreciate my sacrifice.
I do.
He said that at the beginning. He was just like, "It's hot in here, but I want to wear this." All right, so we heard that prediction. Ginger, who do you think is going to take it? Look at that gun. Sorry. Just had to do that.
If the teaching in that goes extremely well, I think Need Boost will take it. And that's just given Beard, if he can teach Caboose, and forgetting your name. Who's third player?
Phil,
that's right. Because, like I said, I played with both of them, and I'm pretty sure they're easy to mold in that to be really good players. So, honestly, I think Need Boost can take it.
all right, I'm gonna go next. I want to hear Nate at the end. I think it's going to be the original prediction of season 1, and I think it's going to be Mr. Cats versus S2. And here's why I say
MFB.
that. And yeah. Well, Nate's on the team and I'm on this team. That's all it is. Here is why I think we are going to cut it out. Because I think S2 is going to be the Mr. Cats from season 1 and ride the top the whole time all the way to the finals. They're going to. What?
You mean SCD? Right at the top all the way?
No, we rode the top. We never lost in the playoffs and finals.
Oh, playoffs.
Playoffs and finals. We're in predictions now for the playoffs and finals, guys. Season talk is done. We've been in playoffs and final talks this entire time. Hello. Sorry. But yes, Mr. Cats rode the top the entire time, and we won. I think S2 is going to do the same, and I think S2 is going to push Need Boost down, and I think he's going to push OTC down. I don't even know if they're going to see them. But here's why I think Mr. Cats could pull it off. One of the things that I do like about my team is we adjust mid-game. And not a lot of teams could do that. Even Beardrunner himself, I remember listening to him commentate. He was saying, Mr. Cats and SCG are adjusting to each other's gameplay mid-game. Whereas normally, even like higher players and pros, they'll just tend to just continue try to throwing their strats over and over again until it happens, you know? And I think Mr. Cats has that nice idea of bending their game style. We're really quick at saying this is what we got to watch out for. I mean, you saw it. We went from bottom seed, and then we won every game of the playoffs and finals. We never went into losers bracket. I think we are going to be able to take out Need Boost and OTC. But if my predictions are completely wrong, I think at the end of the day, it's actually going to be a Need Boost and S2 at the end. I don't think OTC will actually be at the end. I think because of Beard's actual knowledge of being in an RLCS competition, it's going to be able to keep his mindset cleaner when he's in more competitive style. Because when he's just fooling around and playing with brothers, and when he's playing ranked, he can get tilted. But I haven't seen him in an actual esports, and I think because he's played in RLCS and he's actually competed in RLCS, I have a good feeling Beard's going to be able to keep a calm mind, and they will actually take Mr. Cats out, and we'll see Need Boost versus S2 at the end, as long as Nate doesn't freak out and loses bracket finals. Love you. Hopefully the connections don't mess up either. That was very hard to watch.
Yeah, that was not fun.
Yeah, I know. I almost wanted to just fully reset for you. All right, let's go.
My turn.
Nate, let's hear it.
Focus prediction. That's exactly it. I'm thinking OTC and S2 in the finals, and I'm gonna say S2's gonna take it.
Okay.
Easy.
You're not
Done.
gonna do it like you did last time, where like you literally like nailed each person getting knocked in and out.
I was
last season.
Accurate,
He was literally last season.
accurate.
He's like, I think Mrs. Cats are gonna take out TST. I think MFB is gonna take out Lemsox. TST and Lemsox are gonna get knocked out. SCG is gonna fall down, and then all he did was got wrong was the MFB and Mr. Cats. Switch those positions. Predictions were right.
Yeah, it's kind of eerie. Yeah,
It
I'm
was-
actually God.
Kind of scary.
Lot of trash, right?
Yeah, no, he got that. But yeah, so there you go. Those are your predictions. We're gonna be probably seeing S2 in the finals after 12 long weeks. I hope you guys are excited for that. I hope you guys are very excited because I'm also announcing that yes, I have been working on season 3. I am working on that, and I'm
working
also
on season 7.
yeah, I'm actually working on a LAN for Rocket League Sinfonian series next summer 2019, which may possibly become the season 4. So yes, I've already planned out season 3 and season 4. I hope I nail it right. Might be season 5 if we can squish one more season in the middle. We will see what happens. But yes, any last thoughts before we call this the show?
I just want to let everybody know that amongst like the mods, like myself, Ginger, and Nate and stuff like that, Random is our crazy dad.
Yes.
What?
That's his role. You're our crazy dad.
What does that mean?
I don't know what he did.
Take it as a semi compliment.
Yeah.
I'll mess with you.
But other than that, I'm gonna kind of reiterate what I said earlier about the top 10. Is like, it's really cool to see the height, like the rank has improved so much, and like the level of play has improved so much in season 1, and it's gonna be really cool to see what we can pull off, and like what these teams can pull off, what these individual players can pull off, and how much we can improve through season 2 as well.
Yeah. Ginger, last any words?
I'm excited to see the growth that we saw in season 1
Yeah.
doubled in season 2, because now we have 10 instead of 5 teams, and then we'll see what transfers over to the season 3, just like exponential growth. Like, it's just gonna be crazy. And I'm highly excited about it. So yeah.
I can't wait to see the highlights. That's my main thing. Because I know personally, I'm going to be going for fun stuff a lot. I'm be going for those ceiling shots, for those air dribbles, just to get a highlight. Now that I know that they're somebody more like at the end there, but I think Pops is going to go for a lot of them. Beard's going to go for a lot of them. Austin's going to go for a lot. Danny, of course, and everybody. Just go for fun shots.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah. Who cares if you win the match? Just get in the highlights.
Yeah, you know, even if you're in bottom seed and you get knocked out, if you got a highlight
cares?
like 10 times, that's all that matters.
Yeah. That's
you
my
get
goal.
the most airtime. As for me, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I'm very excited for this. If it wasn't for all of you watching, we would not be able to make this possible. So I'm very hyped for this. I'm very hyped for this season. Just so everyone knows, week 1 is starting tomorrow technically, but the first game this week will be Wednesday, I believe, at 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, and it'll be S2, the team we've been talking about, versus SDG. So basically, that's gonna be a good game. I would not miss that. That will be at 11 o'clock. Then I believe the second game will be on Friday at 9 o'clock p.m. and that will be. They didn't write it.
Team 10 versus.
Ocean's Rage. Ocean's
Yeah,
Rage. And then on Sunday, we will have 2 games of Need Boost versus OTC. And then the other game will be Diddle Dudes versus the Exiled Ones. So I get to sit back for a week, and it feels great. So I'm very excited for this, guys. So make sure to hit the follow button if you're new here. Check it out. All the subs, all the bits go straight to us. We put the money right back into RLSS. We make sure we can focus the money to create a better competitive life for you guys. So please,
I want to make something clear. It doesn't go directly to us. It goes directly to PMASGN.
PMASGN. Well, we get a tab. Whatever gets donated to us at the time we are streaming, we get a tab that will be put back to RLSS. We worked on that, but yes, it goes to everything.
I just
you
want to make
see
sure
here.
no one's getting the wrong idea there.
Yeah,
As in us.
Not as in us. We don't get it. We don't touch the money. I would love to, but we don't touch the money. I do. Especially because I am the one who's been throwing. It would not make sense. If I was the guy who gets the money, it would not make sense because I was the one who has the highest bit tier. So I would be getting $25 back. But for now, but yes, we will be working on a system that you guys can be able to throw money directly to RLSS so that you can help and support us. Will be so like things like lands could happen more often, so we can open up to the non-Sinfonian public. You know, all donations are very, very helpful. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Make sure to hit that follow button so you don't miss Wednesday's night's game at 11 p.m. S2 versus STG. Thank you very much for everyone watching. I am Randomized. We got Fox McCumulus on the right, Ginger Beer Man on the bottom right, and Nate Dog under me. Take it easy, folks. Have a great night. Later.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.